Good morning, solar YouTubers. There is the star of the show, Saturn. Giving you guys kissies. I don't use overhead lights. I don't use the grid lights, so I use flashlights. All right. And this is what we're looking at this morning. The grid is, the refrigerator is on, so I'm pulling from the batteries. The active power, the battery, and that's it. Nothing else is coming in. If we go to the chart, I've been playing around with this a little bit last night. I'll probably need a better camera setup here, but all I got is the cell phone, and that's the best I got. So we go to yesterday. It takes a few minutes for it to actually load up. Today is Tuesday, September 30th of 2025. Okay, see down there, the green is grid power, battery is yellow, red is load, orange is power generation. So about between, I don't know, oh that's tells you right there. What time was that? So it's about 12:48. The grid kicked on to charge the batteries, and it stayed on until 2:27. So almost a couple hours it stayed on. And after that, the grid power went down, and then it's all battery. But it's all battery because the fridge kicks on. So fridge kicks on about, it was 2:56 and 3:18. So we're looking at about half an hour there. That's about 25 minutes, 24 minutes. Then it quits 3:28. And so about half an hour cycles, looks like, roughly. Half an hour cycles. So this is where it stopped. And then this is where it started to ramp up again. And then we go from that peak to that peak. So it was 4:27, and about 20 minutes stays on and off. But then yesterday was power generation. So the power generation is pretty much the solar panel. So it started kicking on about 8:44, it says, and then it ramped up until it totally quit about, what's that? Was 13. So I don't do military time very well. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 13. That's not right. 13:44. That's 1:12. That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when the power generation went out. Oh, that's when the batteries got charged. Okay, my fault. That's when the batteries got charged. And he peaked on, and it went down all the way from there. You can see the loads. The loads are on, but there's no power generation because of the, yeah. So that's what that is. So it's better than now you get to see what I'm seeing. And so if we go to last night, you're going to see the battery spike here because the AC, because it's the battery power only. It doesn't show you all of it. And that shows you, on and off. But right about here, you see that the battery, about 1:30 last night, it kicked up pretty high because that's when the AC kicked in. The grid power kicked in, and it quit there, and just about an hour and a half it charged. And from that point on, we're good. So right now we are sitting at about 71%. Give a minute for the stuff to come up. Battery power, active power right now, because it's about the same. Battery charge, battery voltage. So that's 26.3. Let's go in here and see what the unit actually says. Yep, it says 26.3. Yeah, 126 watts being used. They don't say. What gives it in kilowatts? 126. Yeah, that's about right there. 1.2-ish. So that's an app now. I don't have to go to my phone. Now when I'm away working and stuff, and I go on the phone, but show you guys. And I've been just messing around with this. And this is, let's go to analyze yesterday. So it's kind of cool though. I mean, it doesn't do what I want it to do. Because as you see here, this battery spike here, that's when it's actually getting charged. Okay. And throughout the day, it stays pretty constant. And here, that's when that's when I turn my fan on. And then this morning, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is 1 o'clock. Okay, my fault. I don't know what happened here. It just died out. I don't know. And the battery power is just, so I don't know. 24, so hold on. So this is the morning charge. What day is this? This is yesterday. Morning charge. It's about 9. Oh, that's probably the battery's charging up there. That's 9 in the morning. 10, 11, 12. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so I hate military time. I don't hate it. It's just I'm not used to it. I've never used it. Yeah, military time is, if you're used to it, it's easy. If you're used to it, if you're not, then you're not. So looks like about 8 in the morning starts to rep up. That's because the batteries are charging. And the peak is, let's see, what's put here. So the battery got charged about 1:30 yesterday. And then the battery power dropped off to 0 because it was running off the solar. It was running off solar here. Or grid. No, solar, I think that's solar too. So yeah, I'm just getting used to all this. So I really but up on that note, so I'm cooking me breakfast. So this is how I power my house. I don't everything is, I use LED lights for everything. That's my bacon. I go here in my bedroom. I got a LED light sitting there, so it powers up the room just enough so I can see. I don't need bright lights everywhere. And then, so I got that LED light here. Don't have one in the bedroom. I'm in the front room. My computer does it good enough here, but if I have lights there, I got a flashlight sitting there. I got about, see, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flashlights sitting up there. So I come in the bathroom. I got the night light. That's what I take a shower with. I don't use the light, but if something happens, I got me a light above the sink. So I don't run very seldom. One time I turn my lamp on, my lights on, is when I'm recording videos for you guys. I don't need to do that anymore now because I got the, I got this. So now I got it on my computer so I can kind of see what's going on. This is a 5-minute refresh rate. So this is power generated yesterday. So yesterday I generated, you see it there, 1,360 watts. And yesterday was down a little bit because of some sun here and there. That's what the energy I produced. So my panel's doing good, 1.8 kilowatts, so it's, you put that in watts, 1600 watts, 1800 watts, so this is when I first started here. It's only 700 watts. I was on the 20th. That's when I actually hooked it up to the system. And then I went, so that was a cloudy day, I believe. First 3 days I had it was bad. That's the sun there, and then here it was just bad. It was cloudy days. I was getting some sun in at 24th. So what was it, 24th? Let's see here. 24th. I don't know what that was. I'll get my calendar up here. Huh. I don't know. There we go. 24th was on a Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday were bad days. Yeah, so it was pretty cloudy all this time. And then Saturdays, that'd be was a Friday was that? That'd be Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday. So generating pretty good. I got 400 watts up there. So, so this shows you that I'm collecting power from early in the morning to early at night. But your peak hours is what you really look for. But I generated quite a bit, and does that? That don't show me total. That's the daily. Let's see what the monthly total is. Just thinking. There we go. I produced for the month so far. Let's see, get you focused in there. 11,300 watts, 11 kilowatts, and yep, that's what I produced. That's the solar panels. That's not counting anything else. It's not counting the AC going in to run the fridge. That's just pure solar panels. And what's today? Electricity. I don't know what that is. So 11,000 watts I produced so far this month, with only 400 watts on the roof. That's pretty nice. Yeah, 11,000 for the year. Total electricity. Yeah. So I mean, it's not quite what I want, but it's good. Now what I want is you go over here to the energy flow, and so you see this over here. What I'm wanting is daily totals of everything. So if anybody knows how to do this, like total battery power, how much battery have I used for the whole day? Active output. Okay. So how much? I want all these totals to be a total charge. A total grid, and then PC voltage is right now is what's on the roofs. 2.3 volts coming in. And saying I like to keep a running total of what I have produced each day. How much grid have I used? How much battery have I used during the daytime? How much solar have I used? You know what I'm saying? So I got a total solar, but I don't have the total grid. Can I click on that? It don't tell me. It don't tell me anything. This is what's going on right now. Let's click on the battery. Yeah, this don't tell me anything that I need to know. I just like to keep a cumulative. I just like to keep a cumulative of what I'm doing, But it doesn't do this. I don't know of any other. Some guy was telling me a comment. Some person talked about using a different app, but you need a Raspberry Pi for that, and I'm not going to go down all that route. This was hard enough to figure this out. trying to get this Wi-Fi connected to my Wi-Fi. It was challenging. Really, hardly any good videos on it. But finally figured it out. Finally got in there, and it was a hassle. You had to first from your Wi-Fi or from my phone. I had to get into the machine. Once I got into the machine, then I had to set it, and so it could go into mine. I have a portable hotspot here. I can take this anywhere I want. It's through my phone company, so I got 15 gig hotspot on my phone, plus that's another 150 gig there. And so if I'm, out about and need internet, I got it on my phone. I can turn my hotspot on and power anything I need with it, or I can take that with me, and then I have hotspot anywhere. So it's a mobile hotspot that I have for my house. My local Spectrum cable bill, they get you on that plan for $24.99, right? Where after 12 months or whatever that time period is, it goes up to I was paying $98 a month just for internet. I don't have cable, I don't have phone, I have just internet. It's $98, and I'm paying roughly the same price for that. That's a little bit more expensive a month, but I can take that anywhere if I have to. If I really, I take it anywhere I want. So the mobility of it. So I paid a little bit extra, and then when Spectrum goes down, when the service goes down, it's gone down quite here, not lately, but it has gone down for hours at a time. At least once or twice a year, something happens, but you still get billed for that. Back when we had the storm a couple years ago, why I'm doing all this, it's about every 5 minutes it updates. We was out of power. I was out of power for 4 days. To most people, 4 days is, some people it's been longer. For me, I'm 52 years old. Back then I was 48, 49, and I've never been longer than 6 to 12 hours without power. And that's fine to deal with. Most of the time I was at work. At that time I was working for the local trash company, so I was picking trash. So I'm out there picking trash, and I'm not at home, so I don't have to deal with anything. When I got home, I only had a few hours that I had to not deal with it, so I just went outside and cut the yard and stuff like that. So I never really dealt with no power for 12 hours. But 4 days, I sleep with the fan and have to have that noise. So that's why I'm doing all this. And so Spectrum was out for 4 days, 5 days, 4 days. It finally got back up and running in 2 days. But it was really spotty. I mean, I didn't really get a good strong signal all the time. So that's why I got the portable hotspot, and I always had phone. I'll talk about I had no cable for 3 or 4 days. My fault. Had two different things. So my cell phone, I had cell phone. It was slow because everybody was on it in this area, so everybody was using their cell phone for data and stuff. I have a hotspot, so I was still running, my computer and stuff. I got online and I did everything I normally do, except for not downloading hardly anything. But now I got the mobile hotspot. I'm not worried about too much. I was trying to get as mobile as possible. So, well, enough of my yammering. It's 20 minutes. So here's what that actually looks like. So I will talk to you guys later.